W. Bush, Colleen Grafney, who served as U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, is also chairman, or I don't know, chairwoman of Republicans Abroad, and Al Scardino, who is a former press advisor to President Bill Clinton. Welcome to you all indeed. Colin, from a Republican perspective, what are you hoping for? What do you think Mitt Romney needs to do with the speech this evening?
Well, I disagree with all of this connecting. He needs to empathize. We need an Oprah Winfrey moment. I just want to know, is this man going to solve America's problems? Is he going to be able to lead us to a better future? I love Paul Ryan's statement yesterday, without a change of leadership, why would the next 4 years be any different? So you would actually really like some policy detail, a bit like Obama did 4 years ago in Colorado? It doesn't need to be detailed to that extent. It just needs to be, do I have confidence in this man to lead America? I don't need to be having breakfast or pancakes with him. You know, that's not going to happen, okay? But what is going to happen is he's going to be solving the future for our economy and our jobs. So is he up for that? I just want something that gives me confidence that he will be.
Mike, what will you be looking for?
I'm looking for the conclusion of a great few days in Tampa, Florida. It's been an amazing lineup of speakers. Paul Ryan did a wonderful job last night. We've got another great lineup, and I think Mitt Romney will do a great job tonight.
But normally with a convention, you would hope by the end of it that you did get a bounce, and given how close the opinion polls are, that would suggest Mitt Romney possibly nosing ahead. What does he need to do?
I don't know. You know, I think about 2000 when we were at the convention and Bush gave his speech that night and the build-up to that, and you had that moment where you said, yes, we're on our way. And I think the last couple of days have shown that, yes, we're on our way. And Mitt is going to culminate that with a great speech tonight. He's going to be personal, but he's also going to give his vision.
And what about the Democrats? Well, are they fearful of tonight? Because you can get a convention bounce, can't you?
I don't think anybody's fearful tonight, particularly. But what is evident from the last several days of speeches is that finally, after 20 years of combating each other on issues of character and issues of morality and issues that have very little to do with government, we finally have a moment where the two parties can engage, setting the stage for an engagement on the issues that everybody is.
But did you agree with Colleen that he could disregard the likability man you'd like to have? Not a beer, not a coffee, but a soft drink with non-caffeinated since he's a Mormon.
I think the process has produced two candidates now. That we don't have to worry about that with either one of them. I don't think anybody is looking forward to sitting down for breakfast with Barack Obama either. We have a moment where we can have two candidates who actually are debating the issues and discussing the issues and taking a very different perspective on what government ought to be in America. And it's going to be very interesting to see if Romney can focus, as many of the speakers have, on what those issues are and trying to crystallize what the Republican position is. And whether or not Obama will respond in kind.
Okay, we're going to have lots of time for comments on the gap in the polls where Obama has a big lead, about 10% amongst women.
Well, I think everybody's looking for where's this big gap. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a neck-and-neck race. It will come down to the independents and undecideds. And either party can demagogue, particularly the Democrats, to say that Republicans just don't get along with women. And I completely agree with Colleen. I think we're searching on those things, when at the end of the day right now, people are looking about how things affect their pocketbook, who's going to be the better leader, are they going to hire Mitt, or are they going to fire Obama? I mean, these are things that people are looking at right now.
But on an issue like abortion, it's inevitably going to be more difficult for Republicans because there's a bigger division of opinion within the party between pro-choice and pro-life.
Well, look, all parties have debates, you know, about these issues. But I think, again, in the last 3 days, we've seen leading women from the past administration, from currently all elected, by the way. If you look at the governor of New Mexico, you look at other women who are running for Congress, all, you know, as Republicans, that these are things that are much higher above single issues within a campaign.
I think Mike's absolutely right. It has been a very, very impressive display of
people. Yeah, can I just make a point on this abortion? You're not hearing it from the Democrats. You want to know why? they're not allowed to discuss it at the convention. There are pro-life Democrats, and they are not allowed to speak out. There are pro-life members of Congress and the Senate, and the Democrats absolutely shut them down. So, yes, you hear it from the Republicans, but frankly, America is 50-50 on this pro-life, pro-choice issue. And at least the Republicans are discussing it where the Democrats aren't.
Women aren't, again, according to opinion polls.
You've seen in the convention what America looks like in the Republican convention this year. I think that we refer to ourselves as the party of the big tent, and that's been demonstrated. So,
but obviously that's what any party would want. You want to have as broad a field as possible. But there's a lot of political analysis out there which says that demographically the trend is against the Republican Party.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for the last 10 years, and I don't find that. Again, each state and each region of the country is quite different, and you know, interestingly enough, this election itself will come down to the big swinging states, and within those states, they'll look at those demographics, and those people will decide who the next president of the United States is. On the larger issue, I think the parties are always trying to say, we want to look like America, so we need to attract people based on what our beliefs are. And I think that you don't have, as Colleen was saying earlier, one issue voters anymore. Not that they always were, but you actually now have an opportunity. The Republican Party has that opportunity, and they need to capitalize on it. I think they're working on those things.
Do you think the Democrats have a demographic advantage?